Coach, you started the game with a lot of midfielders and a bit of a diamond. It appeared that there weren't a lot of players that got wide, and a lot of those guys came in the second half. What was your mindset, and what did you want the team to accomplish in that first half with the players you chose?
Yeah, it was that we closed the center, and that we have then directly our transition moments with Emil as a 10 and then both strikers. And but I would say it was not the main part now how we concede the goal because of the structure. So, but you can see after you concede the goal then that it's not then our moments in the diamond structure, in a new structure then to get the confidence back. And so this was then the reason that we changed, I don't know, after 25 minutes, 30 minutes directly then the structure. We had our moments in the first half with some chances to come back in the game. Then second half was very good from the whole team. Then I'm not sure if we deserved the penalty in this situation, beginning of the second half, but the reaction was very important for us, especially then for the next game in our playoff.
We'll go to Gary here in the front.
Hey, Coach, your team started out pretty slow, leading up to 2 quick goals. You said your team fought back and got to, even up the game before losing it late in stoppage time. What was the problem in the first half? Was it a little confusion? It seems that everybody was a little step slow at that point.
Yeah, I agree. When you concede, I don't know, after 30 minutes, I think 15 minutes, 2 goals, then it's clear against a very good team, against a very strong team, especially in ball position. And in these both moments, how we concede the goal was the deep runs of Columbus. And this was not a good behavior from us in these moments. And then also our box defending, this is then too easy, how we concede the goals. But it was very important, especially now for the next week, that we feel and that we feel also that we can change then directly our situation in the game and to believe that we are also able to win against Columbus, because this is now necessary in the playoffs. This is our opponent in the first round. And this was, for me, very important to see, to feel this from the whole team, and also the atmosphere in the locker room and also in the halftime. It was not like that we were so down in the halftime, because we had also our moments in the first half, and the second half was very good, and this is what we need, especially against Columbus, a very strong team.
Go to Michael.
Coach, you have at least 2 more games against this team coming up in the playoffs. What in that last 25 minutes in stoppage time did you see that you think the team can take, especially into the playoff rounds? And what would you say to the fans who are unsure of how to feel about where the team is right now and what they should expect from this team in the playoffs?
For me, it was great to see, and I said this directly to Andrew when I came here in the press conference from the media room. For me, was the atmosphere, especially in the second half, was very good, and this is what we need, and also in our home game against Columbus. But the first target is now our game on the road, and what I have seen from my team, from our team, was to see the good reaction, to see then our behavior, our quality as well, to create our chances, and the goals which we concede was more individual behavior. It was not like then the tactical more. After these 2 goals which we concede, then was a tactical point. I agree about that. But these 2 goals, this was more individual situations where we have to defend better, especially when you play against Columbus, such a good team. But what I can say, the atmosphere, the fans, this is what we need. This is what we need now in the playoffs now. So we are in the playoffs. But how it was the second half, the reaction from the team, the whole stadium to create a lot of moments, a lot of chances. I don't know the data of XG numbers, but this is what we need. And they can expect for sure that we give everything, that we worked hard every day now. So tomorrow starts, then we have a day off for sure for recovery, and then to prepare serious, very consequent, the first game in Columbus.
We'll go to Dan.
How you doing, Coach? obviously you're shorthanded at right back, and you put Ronald Donkar in that position. Just talk about what you saw from him playing out of position today.
Yeah, it's also very difficult. So Ronnie Donker, and we said this a lot of times, he made very good steps individual in his development, and so it's also not so easy against the Columbus when you, after 13 minutes, 15 minutes, you concede then 2 goals, and then to have the right moment in some forward defending situations. So, but at the end, he's an important player for us, and so we had this situation with the injury of Kyle Duncan, which is not good for us, and then the situation with Dylan Nealis, and we will see now how we can decide then next Sunday, next Monday. I don't know when is the next game, to be honest.
We'll know tomorrow. James?
Tomorrow? No. Tomorrow's the next game.
Yeah, we'll know tomorrow. We'll know the times and dates tomorrow.
Thanks, Coach. Over here. Just shortly after going 2-0 down, you had a chance to speak with the entire team. Coronel went down for an injury. Just curious, what was the message there and at halftime? Because there's a clear change in terms of the team's mentality. And as a follow-up, is there any update on Andres Reyes, who left the match injured?
Yeah, we have to check Andres, but I think it's not so a big topic now. I would say he will be also able then next week, but we have to check him the next days. And yeah, this is what I mentioned when you have the result 2-0 against us. So then it's necessary to change something also from my side, and I have this responsibility, and we did these changes during the first half, and we had also in the first half our moments. So we had some winning balls in the opponent's half where we had these chances, and especially the second half. This was then our phase, our game, our identity, our philosophy, and what I can repeat is, especially then with our supporters, this was, and also the reaction after the game from our fans, from our supporters. This is what we need.
Okay, Coach, my name is Joseph, and I'm from Ghana. I came all the way
Great.
from Ghana to watch the game, especially Donko. I realized that is very important to the team, and also got to know about Mohamed as well. How important are African players, and for that matter, Ghanaian players, to your squad?
Yeah, I would say every person is important, and it's not only the topic of he comes from USA, from Europe or Africa. So, but I would say every person is important with his character, and especially then with his quality. And Ronnie Donko, what I said, it's good. It's good to see him in this spot, and also then in the second half, when he played the sixth position, he played forward. He broke some lines then in our build-up situation, and it's good. But I don't want to talk now about African or something like that. This is good persons. Ronnie is a good person. I hope I'm also a good person. I'm from Europe. We have a lot of good American guys. They are also good persons with the character, so it's good.
We have a Christian in the front.
Good evening, Coach. Just wanted to ask you an update on Noah Isla. He wasn't in the roster.
Yeah.
And the second part of the question, you touched on it. There were two different halves. It kind of was a similar first half like the one that they played against NYCFC. So
Yeah.
why? My question is, what do you need to do in order to avoid that going into the playoffs? Thank you.
Yeah, we have to avoid the individual mistakes in these moments, especially now in this part, because this is now playoffs. This is these games, and the decision is in small details in every situation, and this is what we have to avoid in these moments, and to be strong in our defense, because this is the main part that gives the whole team confidence. When you be strong in the duels, in your personal duels against your opponent, and this is what we have to do now for the next game, and this is what we have to prepare. And another question, Noah Isla, he had in the morning some problems during our activation session, and then we don't want to take the risk now for today, and hopefully we will see he will be ready then in the next week.
We'll go to Gary before we throw it to Zoom.
Of course, Dylan Nealis, of course, was down a lot because he was suspended from a red card. He's going to be back, of course, for the playoffs against Columbus. How much is that going to be much of a dynamic where you pretty much have an entire squad when you're missing, of course, excuse me, when you're missing Kyle Duncan, of course, who's going to be out for an injury, and of course you have 3 other people. But now you're going to have pretty much a full lineup defensively. How much is that going to help down the road, especially when you get a team where mistakes like you did tonight may prove costly?
Yeah. We talked also so many times about his performance from Dylan Nealis, and I said every time he's a very reliable player in a lot of good moments, and it's good that we have that he's back now in the next week, and so we will see then if it's possible then in the starting lineup directly. But it's good to have then more options, to be honest, especially on this position for the right fullback.
We'll go to Dan Feuerstein on Zoom.
Sandro, obviously that's why you made Emil Forsberg captain. He gave you 2 big goals tonight to try and level the match and try and get that winner. How important has he been since returning from injury?
Yeah, very important also for him that he has also the feeling to score, to make assists, to take the responsibility in the penalty. And it's good. It's good and for the whole team is very important as a character, and also with his quality, with the ball, against the ball, in his leading, in the communication, directly also the reaction in the locker room when he says something to the guys. So it's good. It's good that he's back now and also be ready then to play for 90 minutes.
Boss, on Zoom.
Thank you for the time again, Coach. A big effort from your squad today. Unfortunate to not find that 3rd goal to either find a match winner or get the 1 point. But what can you take from this game now that you know that you're going to be facing Columbus in the next 3 matchups? Seeing that you saw some of their bench players, and just as the second part, just on the performance of O'Connor and the importance of him actually being able to find some experience before the playoffs.
Yeah, what I said is when we make simple mistakes individual in our defense, so then for sure then we will have no chance against Columbus because of his quality individual. They can punish directly these moments. But on the other side, and this was the game today, when you see when we are active, when we play intensive, when we play strong in these duels, when we play forward, when we use our dynamic actions with the ball, against the ball, so then I would say we are able also to have a chance against Columbus. And this is now at this moment it's good. And after this 2-2 was also not our feeling now, okay, now to save and secure this point. No, so because we have known also the results from the others in the other stadiums. So it was clear it was only for us the feeling now. And this was more important today to have this feeling against Columbus, to create this feeling. But, so the game starts next week. 0-0, and hopefully after 50 minutes it's also 0-0, and then I think we will have a good chance.
And we'll finish up with Sean.
Coach, it's often stated that in head-to-head games such as this is, so there'll be some time between, that the losing team has a bit of an advantage, I guess, in knowing what they need to correct. What are your thoughts on this specific game?
Yeah, it's clear. We will analyze very serious with our whole coaching staff this game, all situations, all phases, and for sure we will use this game. We will use other games, depends on the structure which we will play next week, and then we will analyze, we will prepare. But for me, it's not only the tactical, for me it's more our mindset to be ready, and this is now with our supporters then to be ready for these playoffs, because we qualified the playoffs and we deserve it for sure. So I know the last weeks, especially after Leagues Cup, was not the best, but for me was then the situation now today to see the second half, to feel the second half with the whole team, with the whole staff. So, and now it's our job to be ready. First game in Columbus, new competition. All guys told me, it's my first experience with these playoffs, but all guys told me, okay, it's now a new competition. That's good. So, and now the competition is against a very good team. But I'm sure, and Columbus knows as well, that they know, okay, we are also a very good team, a very strong team when we showed our whole quality on the pitch.